Welcome to the Notary Educators with Kimmi YouTube channel. Hosts Kimmi and Jeff Nunnally, along with Alexis Franklin, share expert insights to help you launch and grow a successful mobile notary business, no matter what state you are commissioned in. Learn how to become a top-notch loan signing agent and get answers to common notary questions. Explore our all-inclusive $47 monthly training library, plus live weekly online coaching sessions with courses on general notary work, wedding efficient services, remote online notary, ink fingerprinting, apostille, translation services, and I-9 completion. So please remember that Notary Educators LLC is your one-stop shop for notary training. Now sit back and watch Kimmi and crew, and don't forget to subscribe to the Notary Educators with Kimmi YouTube channel for more tips. Take your notary business to new heights.
Girl, Kimmi, #1 notary educator. How are you? Teaching you all things about the notary business, how to grow, how to do the job, how to be successful, and get to the bag, as they say. How's it going? How's it going? So I want to welcome all those who are live, those who will watch the replay, those who will listen to the podcast. Hello. So today we are continuing our series in loan signing training. And today we will be talking about the buyer's package, okay? All of the packages you will see have a little similarity, but today I'm going to focus on the buyer's package. If you already missed it, I did loan modifications a couple of days ago. Hey, Rashante, you're back. How are you? I did the loan modification package, talked about that. Yesterday we did the seller's package. Today we're doing a buyer's package. So as you can see, there are many, many types of packages. But the way I teach and the way I want you to understand as a notary loan signing agent is it doesn't really matter what the package is. As long as you know how to properly notarize it, you can get it completed, okay? That's what I want you to take away from this. So I am going to go into a little detail about the package. But again, hey, Nyla, New Jersey's in the house. But again, I don't want you focusing on what kind of package, but I'm just going over this with you because many people want to know about the different packages. They want to know what they're getting into. And one day somebody gave me a little feedback. They were like, well, Kimmi, don't be so hard on people because they want to see what the packages are before they get started. It's not that I'm being hard on you, but I don't want you to limit yourself and say, well, I can only do a buyer's package. I can only do a seller's package. No, with proper training, proper skill set, you can do anything somebody puts in front of you, even notarize this little sticky here. Look, this little sticky note can be notarized, okay? If you know how to do it. There's nothing you can't notarize if you know how to do it properly. Rashante says, oh, hey, Renaa. Is it Renee or Renaa? Renaa says, hello there. How are you? Rashante says, doing well, patiently waiting to get commissioned. Yes, it takes a moment sometimes. Some states take a little bit longer than others. Lori W's in the house. What's up, girl? How are you? Rashante says, I hope you're okay today. Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Had appointments this morning, kind of free right now, but I'm open until whenever really, but technically on paper I close at 8. So you guys know I'm a night owl, so I'd rather work in the evening than early morning. But let's get right into our training we're going to do today. So we're talking about a buyer's package. What is a buyer's package? I think we need to go back just a wee bit because sometimes people get confused when we say notary loan signing agent, signing agent. You may hear executive signing agent. All of those terms are interchangeable and it all means the same thing. A notary that can do loan documents at the end of the day. So don't get excited thinking you're, some big, we are important, but don't think it's something, wow, I'm an executive, this or that. No, at the end of the day, you're just a notary to have a little more training and know how to do loan documents, okay? Hey, Notary fam, it's Kimmi. I am here to let you know, just in case you have not heard about the Notary Business Coaching Success Program. We meet weekly. We talk about your notarial duties, how to do an acknowledgement, how to do a jurat, how to administer an oath. everything you've been asking for. And guess what else is included? Unlimited access to all of my trainings that will also include ink fingerprinting, trust/estate documents, learn how to properly execute a trust. Don't forget, we also have the private community, like-minded notaries who have been trained by me. Check out my book that I've written for each state, How to Start Your Notary Business in Alabama, California. You get the point. Wherever you're located, there's a book for your state. Well, hopefully I'll see you soon over in training. Notary Educators, LLC. We got you covered. Bye. And hopefully we can be a part of your training. And I will go ahead and tell you now really quick about my new book, Become a Notary Signing Agent. It's not that complicated. So in the book, though, I go into everything you need to know about becoming a signing agent. But we're going to today, like I said, do a little training here about buyer's packages. So what is a buyer's package? How large is it? What can you expect? A buyer's package is just that. Typically, your client will be purchasing a home. Okay, it could also be land involved. Okay, and what happens with a buyer's package is you will either get this particular signing or package from a lender. They will find you on Google. That's why I'm really big on having that Google My Business page maximized. They will find you directly, or either it will come through a signing company. That's why I recommend being NNA certified, National Notary Association certified. Does that mean you don't need our training because you did the NNA training? No, you still need our training because our training is more practical. But if you want to work with signing companies, you have to have the NNA background check. A lot of people will disagree with me on that, but I always give it to you straight, and I don't like to cut off any streams of possible revenue. So I am going to be signing up with the NNA. I'm going to do their background check. Not that I'm going to, I already am. I'm actually an ambassador for the NNA, okay? But then that's not why I'm telling you to sign up, but I'm just telling you what happens out here in the real world. If you want to work with certain companies, they require that background check, okay? So they will call you. Sometimes your client will have their package already, okay? Their attorney has sent them the documents, and your client will call you and say, hey, they don't know it's a buyer's package. They will just call you and say, hey, I have these documents that need to be notarized. This is why you need to know how to ask the right screening questions, which I teach you. I'm going to give you a couple right now. You want to ask your client, when they call you, the conversation will sound something like this. Hey, Miss Notary, I have these documents that need to be notarized. I got them from my attorney. So your screening questions, well, one of them will be, what kind of documents are they? And when they say, oh, I'm buying a home. Now, this might be not where they have a lender involved, okay? Not a lender. This might be a little old home that maybe the parents had died and the kids are just selling it for a cheaper amount or something. More like a little private sale, okay? And they say, well, we're going to sell this person the house for $100,000. They have cash, and they come up with their own little agreement, or the attorney drew up the documents. So that's why you have to ask questions, though, because if you don't, your client will come to you with these documents. You're thinking, oh, it's just a little quick one-page document, when it's actually a whole buyer's package when they're buying a property. Now you need to be charging more money too, because it's mortgage, it's property involved, right? So it's not just a regular notary. And some people say, well, it doesn't matter what kind of document it is. Yes, it does. When I'm pricing my services, yes, I'm trying to make sure of what the document is, because the value of the paper, okay? And when I say that, it's even with any industry, certain things have a higher value attached to it. You know, if I buy a Mercedes Benz, they got the lower end Mercedes, they got the souped up end, right? The SUV version, or they got the little compact version. So it does matter what type of documents we're notarizing. So in a buyer's package, though, typically you will may or may not need witnesses depending on what type of documents are in there. Again, that's why your screening questions are so important. You have to ask your screening questions. So one document that may require a set of witnesses could be affidavit. And so when they're getting money back, sometimes they want the actual document notarized with a witness or so when they're getting money back, to make sure you put this account number. This is for the person receiving the money, that they're receiving $100,000 The notary signs it, the client signs it, and it also may require 2 witnesses on that document. So each package is going to be completely different. That's why the number one thing I teach when we first start working together is do not memorize documents. I just want you to know what's out there and what you could see in these different packages, okay?